We will start with one of the most important components of Google Looker Studio, which is connecting your marketing data on your reports. And I will show you not only how to connect your data, but how to bring multiple data sources in a single view so you can actually centralize all your marketing data in one place. First, you want to meet Google Looker Studio connectors. A connector is the app that brings the data from a source like Google Analytics and pulls this data on Google Looker Studio. Google has its own connectors that are free for Google Analytics, for Google Search Console, for SEO, YouTube, Google Ads, and more. You want to know that the free Google Analytics for connection has some limitations, and that's why users tend to use third-party apps like Porter so their reports don't break and they work faster. Now, there are other third-party connectors. We are not the only ones, but for this tutorial, I will only mention my company. Sorry, that's it, but you can browse other competitors as well. But anyways, you can use also third-party connectors to bring third-party data from other apps that are not Google related. For instance, if you want to pull your data from Facebook pages, Facebook ads, Instagram, Shopify, MailChimp, your CRM, e-commerce, whatever, that's why Porter Metrics exists. We connect your data to Google Looker Studio, Google Sheets, and we are exploring other destinations. And if you don't have a connector available, if for instance you want to connect your own custom CRM or whatever, you can still connect any data by bringing your data on a Google Sheet and then connecting this Google Sheet on Looker Studio. This way you can connect anything. Or if you are a developer, you can use Google BigQuery. You can bring and centralize your data on Google BigQuery, and then you can easily visualize it all on Looker Studio. So this is another approach. If you are a developer, Google BigQuery is super fast, super reliable. And if you are not a developer, with Porter Metrics, you get kind of the same results of speed, accuracy, stability, and so on, but with no code. Now, I will show you and we will get started. So you will go to Google and you will type Google Looker Studio and you will go to the first organic result. You won't click those ads. Go to Google Looker Studio right away. Then you will create your account. I had created my account in advance, so I can see this right away. But if you are new, Google will ask you to see where you come from, and etc. Once you end your sign up process, then you will see this view. Then I will create a new report by clicking on blank report. And the first thing to create my report is to connect a data source. And I will start with the default for every marketer, which is Google Analytics, the free connector by Google. So you will click on Google Analytics, you will log in, you will authorize the connection, and you will choose your first Google Analytics account. So I will pick the demo account of Google. Actually, you can Google how to get access to the demo account, or if you have your own Google Analytics account, I recommend it to you. I will pick this account, then I will click on Add, I will choose the property and connect. Now, I have pulled my first data and my first chart on Google Looker Studio. We are almost done. You have done the most complicated thing of Google Looker Studio. That's it. So this chart was created automatically and it is pulling data from the Google Analytics for data source. What I will do is that I will remove it and I will go to Insert. On Insert, you will see all the options of charts that you have available on Google Looker Studio, and they are not all. Here, you will choose one of the visualizations and we will pull scorecards, which are the most common visualizations, and I will pull it right here. So here I have a visualization and the metric by default was views, but I will change that metric. So I will go to metric in the right side and I will type a different metric. Let's type, for instance, users, and I can pick the metric that says total users. And here you have. We have created our first scorecard showing the total users of my website. Now, I will copy and paste that chart instead of creating one from scratch, and I will put it in the right side. Here on the right side, I will do a change. Instead of total users, I will pull revenue, and I am pulling revenue. And I will do it a third time. I will create another chart, another scorecard, just by copy and pasting, and I will change the metric to event counts so I can know the total conversions or events that I am logging on Google Looker Studio. We're almost done. As you can see, this is super simple. It is just copy and pasting. I will again copy and paste and I will show you something else. I will make this chart a little bit bigger. So instead of a scorecard, I can go to the top right corner and I can choose the visualization type. And in this visualization type, instead of a scorecard, I will choose a time series, and you have it there. We have created a time series, but it is very small. So I will make it a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. And now we have a time series showing over time the number of events that we are logging on our website. Now, I will go to add a chart. This is another way to do it. And I will pick one of the tables, whatever of this work. So I will display it here. I have the table right down there and I have it automatically. And now I can change this table. I want to visualize, here I am visualizing events by date, but I want to do something. I want to visualize, instead of events, I want to visualize the event name. So I am visualizing how many events are happening by event type. As you can see, the most common event on my website is page views, then clicks, and so on. So as you can see, I changed the table with the dimension and metrics I wanted, but maybe you don't know what a dimension and metric is. You don't understand this. No worries, because we will see it in the next class. And I will copy and paste the same table, but this time I will change the data. I want to visualize the source, the acquisition source of my traffic, and I can see what are the most common, or where people are coming from. I see that most people come from direct, which is nothing. Many people come from Google Organic, other people come from a specific UTM parameter. And as you can see, we have created our first marketing report. Congratulations, all with Google Analytics data. But I told you that you could connect other data sources in the same chart. So I will make this report a little bit smaller and I will centralize it. So I choose all the visualization, I'll select them, and I can make them small, all of them all at once. Now I have centralized my data, I have my report, it looks good. Okay, it looks good. Then I will go to resource, and this is super common. Most of the times you will do this. You will go to resource and you will click on manage added data sources. Here is where you will see all the data sources that you have connected to your report. As you can see, I am connecting Google Analytics 4 here. Now I will connect Facebook ads. But for instance, if you tell me, hey Juan, I want to have different websites connected from Google Analytics, you can do the same process. You can connect as many data sources as you want on Google Looker Studio. I will add a new data source, and you will go to the search bar and you will type Porter Metrics, because this is the company, but you can type anything, but you will do it with Porter, right? Because now we like each other. Now, you will type Porter and you will see all our connectors available. And in this case, I will pick Facebook ads, but you can pick anything. If you don't have Facebook, no worries. You can pick any data source and simply connect it. I will pick Facebook ads. I will log into my Facebook profile, to my personal account, and this will pull all the Facebook ad accounts available to me, but I need to set some parameters to bring this data on Looker Studio. First, I will choose the Facebook ad account, and I will choose Porter. I will choose that checkbox. I will show you why next. Then I will choose a conversion window. If you're not familiar with conversion windows, no worries. Just choose the default option. This is for Facebook advertisers. And finally, I will choose the conversion date, also choose the recommended one if you're not familiar with what, and this data will match with your ads manager. And finally, you will use the checkboxes. You will activate them, all of them, because eventually, if you want to get assistance from Porter or from someone else, these people can change these parameters without accessing the connection. What do I mean? I connected my personal Facebook profile. If someone wants to change this, they cannot, because this connection is mine. If you allow these checkboxes in the report, any user now can change the Facebook account, even though it is mine. So it is very good for support or for letting other people edit your reports. Now, this will say, hey, you allow parameter sharing, which means, hey, you will allow that other people will change these parameters in the report. I will say allow, and we are done. We have connected the data, but I don't see any difference. I don't see any Facebook report here. What I need to do is I will select these three scorecards that have Google Analytics 4. As you can see, the three have Google Analytics, and I will create a copy and paste it. And all of them, all at once, I can change the data source to Facebook ads. As you can see, I clicked on data source, and now I can change it from Google Analytics to Facebook ads. These are the two data sources listed that I have connected to my report. And once I do it, I have connected Facebook ads to these charts. And as you can see, I am displaying data, but this data is not relevant to me. It says 1 and nothing and so on. I need to change the metrics. So I will go to the first metric, and instead of account users, I will choose amount spent to know my total ad spent. In the second one, I will choose another one, let's say leads, and I have no lead for this account. So I will choose clicks, and then I will choose a different chart here. So I will make it a little bit smaller where I have Google Analytics for data. I will create a copy, and now I will change it for Facebook ads. So in Facebook ads, I will use amount spent. And as you can see, we have a marketing report with multiple data sources here, but I will repeat the exercise so you can see that it is super simple and it works the same way. I will go to resource, I will go to manage other data sources, search, Power Metrics. Now I will choose Instagram pages. And on Instagram, I will connect my Facebook profile. This will bring my Instagram accounts. I will pick this one from my friend. I will allow the parameters and I will add. But what will happen? I see nothing. This didn't show up the Instagram account. What I will do? Refresh Google Looker Studio. This is a good practice. You should know that Google Looker Studio is free, so it has some glitches. It doesn't show. So you will refresh Google Looker Studio, and now you will be able to change the data source, and now you will be displaying Instagram organic Instagram insights. Now I will do the same exercise. Instead of this amount spent, I want to visualize my profile impressions from Instagram by date. And here we have created a report. And finally, for this chart, I will use the total reach, for instance, or total followers. Here I choose the total followers for that visualization. To recap, in this report, we have Google Analytics data, Facebook ads data, and Instagram data in the same view. If you have done this, you have created your first multi-channel marketing report on Google Looker Studio. Let's see how to connect your Google Sheets data on Google Looker Studio. And first, I suggest you to download our template, the CRM template. You can only simply access to the link that I will provide you on the description below. And once you have this template, you can simply go to File, and on File, make a copy. And on Make a Copy, you can create a copy of this document. Now you can interact with this document. Once you have made a copy of this document, it is time to create our Google Looker Studio report. And the step is simple. You will go to Google Looker Studio and you will create a new Google Looker Studio report. Here, you will connect Google Sheets. And on Google Sheets, you can find all the documents that are associated to your Gmail account. In this case, I can see the CRM template there, so you can easily find it. Here, I can see the shared documents with me, so you can see the ones that you own and the ones that are shared with you. Okay, let's see this document. So we will search the CRM template. You can see the title of the document. And now, when you go to Google Looker Studio, you can find this document. The next step is finding the worksheet that specifically is the table that we want to bring to Google Looker Studio. In this case, it is called deals. And on deals, once we find them, now we can see some options. Some options are use the first row of headers, column headers must be unique, column with empty, etc. I will explain this. I will suggest you that the first row of your Google Sheets is always the name of your dimensions. Otherwise, you will be limited when your data is updated. If you want that your dashboards are automatically changing based on the changes of your Google Sheet, I recommend you do it this way. To do it this way, it means to have a table that is similar to the template that we are providing to you. Once we understand these options, or once we understand that we can use or not the filters, in my case, I wouldn't use the filters because anyways, I can use filters on Google Sheets, on Google Looker Studio, then I can click on Add, and we have created our report and we have connected to Google Sheets. It is time to create our first charts. So I will go to Insert, and then I will go to Table, and I will bring a table, but I will change the fields that I am seeing. So as a metric, I want to view value. Value in our Google Sheets represent the money for every contact in our CRM, the money that they are bringing to our business. So I will use this metric, but I will show you in the Google Sheets where to find this. So on our Google Sheets, one column is called contact name, as the table that we have on Google Looker Studio, and we have also a column for value. So here I can see that the same values or the same dimensions and metrics that I'm seeing here, I can exactly display them on the Google Looker Studio report. So on Looker Studio, I have this table, and I am breaking down my sales data by contact. Now I will go to Insert, and I will create a time series chart, and I will paste it right here. And here I can see over time my sales. But look at this. The metric that I'm using is value, which is sales. So I am seeing my sales over time. But there is a metric as well that is called record count. Record count, I actually will remove value and I will explain record count. Record count is the number of rows that your document has. So automatically by default, Google Looker Studio is counting all the rows and it will create a metric for that. And according to this, we can have 110 rows or counts. And this is a metric for Google Looker Studio. So I will go to our Google Looker Studio report and I will go to insert. And before this table or this time series that we're seeing is showing over time how many deals we are having based on the Google Sheets rows. So once we understand this, we will create another chart. I will go to insert, and on insert, I will go to pie chart and I will paste this pie chart here. Now here, I can break down my data by date, but instead I would like to choose owner. So owner also is a column that I can find on the Google Sheets. So I will go back and I will paste owner. So now I have a chart, I have a dashboard where I can break down my CRM data by owner. So I can see what salesperson is performing the best. I can see my contacts, and I also can see what contact is bringing more value or more money to our business. And also I can see over time how many deals we have. Now, what else I can do? I can change the size of this time series because I want to add more charts to this dashboard. So I will make it smaller and I will go to insert, and on insert, I will choose column chart or bar chart and I will paste the bar chart right here. Here, I want to change the dimension. Instead of date, I want to do opportunity stage. And with opportunity stage, I can see in what step of the funnel are all my deals. By default, the metric is record count, but you can use something else like value. So we change. I have opportunity stage here. But what I'm doing here is not changing the metric or the dimension. I am changing the sorting of our table. So if you go here, you can see that we are on sort, and this table is sorting by record count, which means that it will show always the stage that has more deals. I don't want to do this because I want to visualize my funnel. So I want to organize by stage. So instead of record count, I will choose opportunity stage, and now we are sorting our data by stage, but I will make it ascending so I can see this over time, and actually it is descending. So I have the fifth stage, then the fourth, the three, and the third, and so on. Now I am displaying my deals by stage, so I can see in what stage most of my deals are. Now, what else is missing here? What I will do is I can click in one or any of these bars, and on one of these bars, you can see that all my metrics and all my charts are changing as well. So when you create by default a chart on Google Looker Studio, is also a filter, and this is called cross filtering. But we have another class for that, another lesson for that. I will remove this filter. I wanted just to show you this feature, and now I will change the order to ascending. So I have my stages of my deals correctly set up. So I have first leads, then qualified, then follow-ups, proposal, and negotiation. As you can see, I needed to add the numbers to this field so Google Sheets could understand the order of these values of the dimension opportunity stage. Now I will use the metric again. Instead of record count, I will use value so I can see my sales potential per stage from my CRM data. Now, I will go to my table and I want to replicate the Google Sheet I have because Google Sheets is a table, and now I have a table as well here. So I will choose the table and I will bring other dimensions like the company name, the contact name, and the phone number. Now I have a table that displays the data as I am displaying it on a Google Sheet as well. So you can see all your contacts data in a single table, and this table exactly matches your data from Google Sheets. Now, I will go to add a page because I want to show you a different chart. So on add a page, I will go to click on add a chart and I will choose map. And if I paste the map here, let's take a look. It breaks. And it is breaking because Google Looker Studio doesn't understand what city is. We have a dimension that is called city, but city is a text. I need to explain Google Looker Studio what kind of data we are retrieving from our Google Sheets. So I will fix this. I will go to resource, I will go to manage data sources, and I will go to edit. In this step, we will explain Google Looker Studio, our data on Google Sheets. For instance, this is the default selection from Google Looker Studio. For Google Looker Studio, value was a number, but a more accurate way to tag our metric is a currency. So I can choose the type of field that I am visualizing, and instead of number, I can choose currency and I can choose US dollar. Now the field value is a currency that represents US dollars. Now the next field is city. City is actually a text, but it is more accurate if I make it a city as a value. So we use geographical data. So I will click on text and I will change the data type as geographic and as city. And I will continue, I will accept this, and now I will see what next, what other dimensions I can change. Company name is a text, contact email is a text, contact name is a text. Date created by default, Google Looker Studio interpreted it correctly, and it is a date. Opportunity last modified is a date as well, so everything is going well here. And phone number is a number, but you will never do any mathematical formula with it. You won't multiply this, so it is actually a text. You will take it as a text. And now here, what we did is that we explain Google Looker Studio our data on Google Sheets. Now I will click on done, and we will be done. I will click on close. I will remove this original map, and I will create it again. So I will click on insert, then I will click on bubble map, and on bubble map, I will paste my new map here. And here now identified, Google Looker Studio identified the dimension city correctly as a city. It is time to make this bubble or this map more useful. So for the size of the bubbles, I will use record count. Now, if you want to go to Google Sheets to compare the data, there is a column that represents city. And as you can see Denver, Rio, Tokyo. And if you have seen Money Heist, you know what I am talking about. And here now I have a map where I can display my data. And with this, you can see that you can visualize any data from Google Sheets and Looker Studio, but I will add something else. What about if we make our report interactive and we have a lesson about filters and controls on Google Looker Studio? But today I will give you a snapshot of this. So here I will go to add a control, and on add control, go to drop down list. And now I can choose a drop down in the report. Let's see what I can do with this. The dimension that I will use won't be city, but opportunity status. So I want to see if my deals are won, lost, or pending. I will choose it. I will go to a view mode of my report. And now I can filter my data by status. For instance, I want to see only the won deals I have. And now I will show this again. And now this will break down my data and will only show my deals that we have won, the actual money that we have in our business, and in what locations these deals come from. And with this, you know already how to connect your data to Google Looker Studio so you can automate your reports for any data. And if you want to access this Google Sheet template, you can go through this tour, or you can access the link below in the description of this video. I will see you in the next lesson.